Good evening, and thank you for joining Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I am your host, Indiana Shills, with somehow the background changed. Hold on. We've already gone. We apparently we switched over to some sort of video here. Look at that. There we go. Okay, we're back. Apparently we switched over to some video. I was out yesterday. If you guys happen to be looking for me, I'm here now. Unfortunately, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of my mom's passing. So I kind of took a personal day just to reflect on everything that's happened in the last year. Obviously, those of you guys that know everything that's happened, it's been a tough year, but last year was a tough year, but only good things heading forward for us. So we'll just carry on. What is it, Tuesday now? I think it's Tuesday. I got all my days all mixed up, but hopefully you guys are having a good Tuesday. Sub-zero temperatures are returning tonight. Ryan Kudish will be joining us in just a little bit. He's going to have a full report on the last weekend's very cold temperatures and then what's coming up as well. I'm sure he'll probably boast about his New England Patriots making the darn Super Bowl, of course, like he always does. So we'll happen to get a little bit of analysis from his end on the Super Bowl, which is coming up in just a couple weeks. What else is coming up in a couple weeks for those of you who care? The Daytona 500, I'm looking forward to that. Got a good group of people we're going to watch the race with up here, so I'm pretty excited for that. Last weekend was a ton of fun. We had my sister, her best friend, my cousin, all up for the weekend. Friday, we kind of just relaxed. We went out to dinner. And then we went over by a buddy's place and just hung out for a little while. Saturday was the real day. Saturday was a tough day for a lot of us. We ended up going out to mimosas I don't know if you call it the morning. We went out at about 12. So in the afternoon, the Creamery, great place. Food was fantastic. Skipped our way over to Player 2. It was my sister's first time ever at the arcade bar out there, which she had a lot of fun. She was loving all the retro games and stuff like that. And then we got a couple coworkers to come out with us. There was some Dance Revolution going on. The toes were tapping. It was hilarious to watch. But anywho, then we ended up going to the casino, and your host here did pretty well for himself. We actually ended up, making, doubling our money, and we started with a good amount of money. So it was a very successful trip for me. And then we went back home, relaxed, and then we went out to Stadium View for the night. And as always, Stadium View is always a great atmosphere. Sunday, recovery day. We did absolutely nothing. We ordered pizza. We ordered froyo. It was just sit around and relax. So it was a good time seeing all the friends and family from back home. Looking forward to seeing them again sometime soon. So we're going to go ahead and get into today's stories. The very first one, we have to talk about a fatal fire out in Shawano. Our very own Ellie Davis was out there, and she was reporting on the fire today. Let's go ahead and play what she learned from that fire this morning.
Fire crews responded to a deadly house fire in Shawano early this morning. Our Ellie Davis was at the scene and has more details.
Firefighters responded to a home on Union Street in Shawano around 2:30 this morning. Crews who arrived on the scene reported heavy flames coming from the house. Officials say 2 people were home at the time of the fire.
Had heavy fire showing. One of the occupants inside didn't make it out. The other one, unfortunately, did not.
The home sustained heavy damage from the fire, with siding melting off and charred rubble. The firefighters battled the flames in the frigid temperatures, but were aided by relief efforts.
Other than firefighters are cold after a certain period of time. We rotate people, but then we also rotate equipment also.
Crews from 3 departments remained on scene throughout the day, trying to determine the cause of the fire.
We are working with the Shawano PD and the state fire marshals on the investigation.
No word yet on who died in this fire. They won't release the name until all family members have been notified.
Once the investigation is complete, more importantly, once the fire is out and the investigation is complete, we will be terminating the scene.
Reporting in Shawano, Ellie Davis, Local 5 News.
And for more information, you can visit wearegreenbay.com.
So as you heard there, we'll get more information once all the family is notified on who exactly passed away. But until then, you can catch all of it on wearegreenbay.com. We bring you the latest news as quickly as possible. So next story up today, we have Blake Bortles. He was out covering a story about, so with the frigid temperatures, frozen pipes are becoming a big issue, and that's leading to an influx of emergency calls to plumbers. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Blake's reporter package that just ran in our 5 p.m. show just a little bit ago. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Kudish is coming on later. Don't worry about that. Here is Blake.
Cold temperatures affecting homeowners as well and their pipes.
Local 5's Blake Bortles caught up with one plumber who has been working on fixing these pipes day in and day out.
So we had a leaking drain assembly, putting on some new plumber's putty into the new drain here. And then I will clean up the sink and get this reinstalled.
The cold weather caused many homes to have frozen pipes, and that's where Royal Flush Plumbing Service came in, handling upwards of more than 15 emergency service calls.
It's been endless. We've had an extremely high amount of calls coming in. It's been a lot of frozen pipes inside of walls, a lot of frozen pipes in basements, ceilings. We've had some shower valves break. It's been endless. We've been cutting open walls from sunup to well past midnight.
Ambrosius has been sharing tips with every homeowner he sees to try and reduce the amount of plumbing emergencies during the cold snap.
Keep some water running, a slow stream of water, roughly the size of a pencil. You can open up the cabinets, make sure any closed off areas are getting heat source to them.
The higher than normal rate of calls at Royal Flush has crews overcoming challenges with every new call for help.
Had urinals, water running through and freezing off of urinal valves. We were cutting open ceilings at a few different restaurants in town, frozen pipes under sinks at restaurants, a lot of kitchen cabinets that froze up. We cut open 3 walls to replace shower valves. It's been a mess.
In Green Bay, Blake Bortles, Local 5 News.
And Royal Flush says they are continuing to take emergency service calls as this cold weather continues. Cold temperatures affecting home.
All right, good stuff from Blake there. We move on to, I don't have the reporter package because it is coming up in our 6 p.m. show, which you can catch right here on WFFV Plus after my show. Local 5's Brianna Reinhart, you may know her from our sports department. She has shifted back over to news, it appears. Still doing some stuff for sports, but she was focusing on actually a sports story today as well, which is kind of ironic. But she was talking about sports betting. Now, this is a topic I am quite familiar with. If you guys don't know, I do enjoy sports gambling and stuff like that, but it is becoming the fastest growing addiction for 20 men in their 20s. That would be me. And pretty much, especially with the Super Bowl and March Madness just around the corner, you can really bet on anything in the Super Bowl. I mean, I know one of my favorite things to do, and I love doing it, the coin toss. Heads or tails, you got a 50-50 chance. I mean, that's pretty good odds to me. I always take heads. I've done it for the last couple of years. We throw like $100 on it, and that's kind of really all I do for the Super Bowl. We find out if we win or if we lose right away. But, I mean, you can bet on all sorts of crazy nonsense. I mean, the color of the Gatorade when it's over. If there's a streaker, I think is sometimes one of the bets you can do. Just how long the national anthem will be, how long the halftime performance will be, the first song from Bad Bunny this year. It's pretty crazy. But you guys just need to remember that sports betting should be fun, recreational. It shouldn't come to the point where it's an addiction to where you're asking people for money, you're doing all sorts of stuff like that. Luckily for me, we haven't hit that point, and I don't believe we ever will hit that point, but that's kind of Brianna's story today, and we're going to go ahead and get to that after our show here in the 6 p.m. newscast. So we're going to head to our first commercial break. When we come back, Ryan Kudish just sat down. We got plenty to talk about with the awesome meteorologist from the Northeast and his New England Patriots. So we'll be back right after this 1 minute commercial break, guys. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. We are joined by the one and only Storm Team 5 meteorologist Ryan Kudish, the man from the Northeast.
The
man,
one, the
you
only.
are quite happy to be here. Now, it's not Monday. I wasn't here Monday.
I wasn't either.
But, well, that means you and I are, seeing each other for the first time since the Patriots.
Yes, sir. The evil empire.
The evil
is
empire
back.
is back. The Patriots are headed back to the Super Bowl.
It's been too long.
After a pretty interesting game, I would say, for sure. Very
Had some
snow-ridden
weather,
at the end.
yeah.
The weather really played a factor.
Yeah.
Missed field goals were a big thing, and
Couldn't really move the ball very well.
it was kind of stagnant pretty much all game there. But I unfortunately was one of the people who decided to take each player to have a touchdown on each team.
Who'd you take? Was it like
Diggs for the Patriots?
Okay. Yep.
Obviously didn't hit.
Nope.
RJ Harvey didn't hit.
No, that's right.
And it was Cortland Sutton who scored.
Right.
And then at that point, it didn't even matter. But the other two did hit, I will say.
Yep.
Smith and Jigba had a touchdown. Then,
that's pretty obvious.
Who did I take for the Rams? I believe Devontae Adams.
Oh, and did that hit?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because there was,
No. It was I took Nakua.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, Nakua hit for sure.
Yep.
But anyways, let's before we get into the fun stuff, let's go ahead and bring up right here. Is this what you're looking for?
We're on 2.
All right, let me change it quick.
He's not prepared. I'm kind of shocked.
Hey. All right. Kudish, take it away. It's been freezing for a long time, and it's about to be sub-zero lows tonight as well.
Again, yeah, we've kind of been used to those, but I was kind of looking at this earlier because, earlier in the season, or early in this January, we're pretty warm. We were actually tied for the 21st warmest start to January through the first 16 days. And then things changed. Of course, we had that big cold snap where we had wind chills 40 to 50 below Friday and Saturday morning.
It was cold this weekend, and I was out and about for a while. I mean, it was blistering as soon as it was so funny. You just step out the door and it immediately it hits you.
Yep, exactly. And here in Green Bay, we spent 2 straight days below zero for a high. We hit -6 on Friday, and then we were at -1 on Saturday. So back-to-back days below zero. Finally got above that on Sunday. But, that big temperature drop the last 10 days has dropped our average temperature down to 16.7, which is now the 76 or tied
which
for the 76.
Which is crazy. The big, that's a huge swing.
Yeah, that's an average temperature drop of 8 degrees, which doesn't sound like a lot.
But it is.
But it actually kind of is.
Yeah.
But here's some, I know it's winter. I know, dropping below freezing is pretty common. But we spent 265 straight hours below 32. I think that's probably now 266. I'm adding today. But yeah, we have spent a lot of time below 32. But here's something I found interesting is that Green Bay, our snow depth is 2 inches. Dallas, Texas is also 2 inches.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting some weather that they are never.
Yep. Snow,
we never
ice.
expect too much down in Texas.
Yeah.
Especially the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yep.
We have the same amount of snow right now from way up north in Green Bay
to way down
south in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. My friend who lives in Nashville right now, I had to give him my Paramount Plus login to watch the Patriots because he was out of power in Nashville because they had that snow and ice.
Yeah.
I have a friend right now who is living in Austin, Texas. And he was showing me videos of people skiing on their streets.
Oh my God.
Because there was snow and ice that they weren't getting off the streets. But my house back in North Providence, Rhode Island, tallied up 16.5 inches of snow with this one. Boston's snow depth right now is 20 inches. This is our biggest snow event since 2022. Yeah. So we got a pretty good whopping of snow, and there's likely another one on the way in for Sunday as well. So 2 back-to-back Sundays with snow. We'll see how much that one accumulates. But let's go talk about our weather. Temperatures right now, single digits and teens. Wind chills are below zero, and it's going to be another cold morning for anyone going out and about. Wind chills right now, teens and single digits below zero. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. The positives now. Back down to the negatives tonight. At least it's not going to be blistering cold like it's been recently.
True. Yeah.
Overnight lows will fall back into the single digits below zero. Wind chills will be about 10 to 20 below. Not hitting cold weather advisory or extreme cold warning criteria, but a little nippy. If
still cold enough, right?
Yeah. Still cold enough that you have to prepare for it, but nothing too terrible that we haven't experienced yet.
Yeah.
Forecast highs tomorrow into the low teens in the afternoon, mix of sun and clouds. Here's some optimism, and I know Indy's looking forward to this because you can finally break out the shorts
Bring
again.
out the shorts again. You get above 20, it's coming back.
Yeah, we finally get above 20 Saturday into Sunday, and then really for the much of next week. We were kind of talking about this for a little while now. We were expecting a pattern shift early February, and look what's happening. So good to see that coming to fruition, at least with our 7-day forecast, though. Not a lot of weather to talk about. Maybe a little light snow Sunday, late evening and night. Looks like maybe an inch or less.
Nothing too crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's really all about it. I mean, there's not much to talk about in weather, and for us, that's always a good thing. But obviously, the big story was that national weather event that happened over the weekend.
The only question I have about the weather.
Yeah, hit me.
Do you know in Northeast Wisconsin what the coldest wind chill got to over the weekend? Do you know what the very coldest one was?
So in our viewing area?
Or if you can estimate it.
So are you talking like Green Bay or in our viewing area?
Just in our viewing area.
It obviously would be Langley County up in Antigo. I think they dropped down to a wind chill Friday morning of 54 below zero.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy to think about.
I think they also got down to like 52 below zero Saturday morning. I think both mornings they were below, in the upper 40s and low 50s below zero. I think that's probably one of the colder readings we saw across the state. So, yeah,
thankfully it's over. At least
the worst is behind us.
The worst is behind us for sure.
Yeah,
I had my buddy Jared. He told me. He said he made a good point. He said to me it doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees or negative 50. Cold is just cold. I'm going to be cold regardless if it's that cold. So
yeah, not very fun.
No, not too fun at all. But let's move on to the thing that you want to talk about the most. Patriots, they're headed back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They'll be playing the Seattle Seahawks, a little rematch from
a certain Super Bowl that I remember
a couple years ago.
That was actually
but it really was longer ago than
it was 2015, right?
Yeah, I mean we're talking almost. It feels like it was yesterday. I watched the interception at the goal line.
Malcolm Butler at the goal line,
and where's the time gone? I mean, we fast forward. But the Patriots,
that was 11 years ago.
You got to give them their flowers, too. They did things right. They went out and got Drake May. They rebuilt through the draft.
The biggest thing was getting the coaching staff.
Yeah, and the coaching staff's excellent. I don't know if you saw today, Mr. Bill Belichick.
Don't get me started.
A first ballot Hall of Famer, which surprised me.
As a non-Patriots fan, what was your reaction to that?
It surprised me. Yeah. I was shocked.
I mean, how is he not? He's one of the best coaches of all time.
Unless you're just talking about like how he struggled when Tom Brady left, but even then, that doesn't matter. I mean, he was there when Tom Brady was there.
But the thing is, that was the biggest argument within Patriots Nation or outside of Patriots Nation. When Brady went off to Tampa Bay, was it Brady? Was it Belichick? And maybe it was more Brady, but the coach has to be there to coach the player up.
Absolutely.
And also, the thing about Belichick is that he brought in players that kind of nobody knew about. Like, look at Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, I mean,
a guy who was, a few weeks prior selling groceries at a local supermarket, or I think is working at Popeyes, and he has the most, one of the more impactful interceptions in Patriots history. Brought in Randy Moss, who was kind of, people were kind of worried about. Look what he did for the Patriots. One of the best seasons he's had in his career with Tom Brady.
Pretty darn good, I will say.
There's a lot of examples. Kyle Van Noy was a great Patriot that he brought him in. Like, Belichick has brought in players that really you wouldn't have thought about and built them up. So the fact that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer,
it does surprise me just
ridiculous.
From a football standpoint as well. Now, let's get your reaction here. We got Seattle. I mean,
they're good.
Their defense is very good. Their offense is, it depends what kind of Sam Darnold comes out and plays. Honestly, I might have to take that statement away. I've been saying that for a long time. It might be time to just say Sam Darnold is a darn good quarterback.
It might be.
What a run he's been on in his career. Everybody thought he was done.
He went from seeing ghosts to seeing a chance at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he gets a chance again with Minnesota, and he does well there. Yep. Minnesota lets him walk to Seattle, and here he is playing for a Super Bowl. How do you think Minneapolis fans or Minnesota fans are feeling?
They're punching air right now.
Yeah.
This could have been them.
Yeah, definitely. And now obviously Seattle's got a lot of good offense and defensive pieces, more so than the Vikings. But
Yep.
what I guess what are your predictions on the game? You could take a homer standpoint. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you're going to say the Patriots are going to win.
Oh yeah, but the thing what it's going to come down to is, I think the Patriots offense will score on the Seattle Seahawks defense. Everyone's talking about this easy schedule nonsense, but look at what we did in the playoffs. We went through 3 of the top 10 defenses. The Chargers were up there. The Texans were the best defense in the NFL, and now we, got by the Broncos defense. You can say what you want about the snow and, playing Jarrett Stidham, but that defense is legit. So I think the Patriots offense can score on that defense. My question is, what type of Patriots defense are we going to get against that Seattle Seahawks offense?
Yeah, and the Patriots defense has looked very good in the playoffs
Correct.
so far.
I think the matchup that people are going to have to watch is Christian Gonzalez versus Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I'm just salivating over it. I love that because coming out of that draft, I truly believe that Gonzalez is going to be Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah,
and I loved the pick for the Patriots.
Great pick.
I think he's a superstar.
Yeah.
I think he's so
one
good.
of the top 3 cornerback in the league.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now JSN, I again thought he was going to be great too. Would love to have had him on the Packers, but well, here we are. So that'll be a really interesting matchup to watch for sure, especially when they play man on man. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
What do you what's the final score prediction before I gotta let you get going?
It's gonna be, I think the line right now is what I think it started at 3.5. I think it's up to 4.5, and then I think it got up to 5 at most.
Now are they favoriting the Seahawks?
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are now a 4.5 point favorite.
I'd take the points.
I think this is gonna be a high scoring affair. And I could see, either team winning by 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be I think it's going to be a field goal easily. Right. I'm going to be the homer and take my team. I can't, I can't go against them.
You can't do that. You're in the Super Bowl.
You can't do it. But, everyone's been asking me like how you feel. I'm like, it's not the greatest feeling because we're facing probably the best team in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is the one where I'm like, okay, if we lose, I won't be as mad as if we were the favorites, because
it's just different when you're the favorite to win.
Because we're playing with house money right now.
Yeah, nobody really expected the Patriots or either team really to be in the Super Bowl. Seattle was going to be solid, but
I thought they were going to be like just above 500.
They wouldn't be. Nobody thought either one of these teams were going to make a deep playoff run and be playing for the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
So
like I said, we're playing with house money. This is just great experience for the Patriots because it's a young team.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Vrabel has been to the Super Bowl before.
What a coach.
Oh, what a guy.
Jeez.
Warriors!
I love Mike Vrabel. Vrabel's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. He's what you need. He's kind of like, I would say, a better Dan Campbell because, yes, they're kind of both the same philosophy of a culture setter. Mm-hmm. But just Mike Vrabel, I just think, has a lot more aura around, as the kids are saying nowadays.
A lot more aura. Whatever you want to say, you and your 6'7".
Yeah, but no, I just think this is gonna be a close game. I could see it going either way. I'm not gonna, say, oh, we're gonna blow them out. No chance. I think it's gonna be a 3-point game either side. Like I said, if we lose, I'm not gonna be the maddest person in the world because we have one of the most amount of cap spaces going into the offseason. So if we don't make it, we still have a lot of room to go. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Hopefully, from just a football standpoint, it's a good game.
Just need a great game. That's all I need.
And hopefully it's not a blowout, and hopefully it doesn't get boring. So we're going to head to our final commercial break. Kudish, thank you so much for joining. It's good to have you back on First Five. When we come back, I will wrap up the show here. But until then, stick with us. We'll be back right after these 1-minute commercial breaks. Welcome back to Local 5's First 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I am your host, Indiana Shills. Just me to finish out the show here. One quick story before we do say our goodbyes for the evening. We have a new self-serve beer bar officially opened its doors on Monday, just a few blocks away from Lambeau Field. District Poorhouse, located at 686 Mike McCarthy Way in Green Bay, welcomed its first customers as it looks to become a year-round destination in the Stadium District. The bar's slogan, Our House, Your House, Our House is Your House, reflects a focus on community with owners hoping the space becomes a gathering spot for not only Packer games, but throughout the year. The District Poorhouse, they feature 48 self-pour taps, a full kitchen, and an open layout designed for social connection. Guests can sample a wide range of beverages at their own pace, creating a personalized experience that blends modern technology with the traditional sports bar atmosphere. The tap line includes, the tap line I can't talk anymore. The tap lineup includes rotating options from both local and national breweries, ranging from Titletown Brewing Company's Green 19 IPA all the way to Yingling Brewing Co., which recently expanded distribution in Wisconsin, as you heard us talk about that last week. Now, the business, it aims to attract locals, visitors, and football fans alike, offering another option for dining and nightlife near Lambeau Field. According to the business's website, District Poorhouse is open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to close on Friday and Saturday, and then from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday. I certainly will be checking that place out with a couple buddies. Actually, already sent it to, when I was working on the story, I said, wow, this would actually be really cool. They got, I checked out their beer menu. It looks fantastic. A lot of local stuff that I have tried before that I really enjoyed. So something on my to-do list for sure is to get there. And I talked with the owner a little bit. It's a family, a group of 4, and they seem very excited to open their doors finally to the public, and should be a lot of good stuff. So got just 1 minute to go, and unfortunately, I don't believe I have time for a story. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Coming up is Local 5 News at 6 p.m. with Stacey Engelbrecht, and Tom Zalaski. We're going to go ahead and give it off to them. Just want to say a quick shout out to my sister, Mackenzie Shills. Obviously, yesterday was a tough day for our family, but her and I, we got that lovely brother-sister connection. I know she's always got my back. I always got hers, and she's super, super supportive in everything I do, and I wish I could see her more often, but this weekend was certainly a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing her sometime, hopefully soon. So that'll do it for First 5 p.m. tonight. I just want to thank you guys one more time for watching. Local 5 News at 6 p.m. is coming up next. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.